I got canceled.
Yeah.
You know, and I think for us too at the time, because I was doing other shows and Cam was doing other shows. And not to be disrespectful here, but it can seem like just another job. You know,
not for me.
Okay, for me, it's just another. It can seem like it's just, you know, of '88 we started.
And
going to
when
series.
doing a cartoon show where you have no visual presence, we knew it was having, you know, it had good ratings, but we didn't know the emotional dynamic of the whole thing until you get out in real life and people find out, and it's just like John, Paul, George, and Ringo, you know.
Yeah. Now, you guys did they ever have you guys do public appearances or anything? That wasn't, they hadn't really started doing that sort of thing yet. That was
I don't
kind of
think
like,
so.
No, yeah, little bit, and only really to sell the show. I mean, I remember going to Nat Pete one year. I don't know if you did that or not, but
No, because I wasn't Michelangelo.
but you know, I gave you.
I should have been there.
Every time I went and did an appearance. But this should be Cam Clark.
what kind of reactions did you guys get when you would tell people, like, hey, you know, once it was a big thing, and you would tell people, hey, I'm the voice of such and such Ninja Turtle, like to little kids or even their parents at the time?
Okay, so
I love his story. That's the best.
you know which one?
Yeah.
I'm in line for the movies. I'm at the movies, and I see this little kid who is decked out with the Ninja Turtle hat and a T-shirt and a doll and blah 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 blah. And I think, I'm going to give this little kid a thrill. I'm going to tell him who I am. Now, nowadays, if a grown-up man walks up to your kid, it's like, call the cops!
There's an Amber Alert on the freeway already just for saying hello.
Yeah. So I go up to the kid and I say, so you really like the Ninja Turtles, huh? I can see by your stuff. And he's got an ice cream. Now I swear to you, I'm not making this up. He's doing this. So I hear you're a big fan of the Turtles. Uh-huh. Well, guess what? I'm Leonardo. He doesn't blink. He doesn't stop this. He just goes, oh yeah? And I'm Donatello. And so, you know, here I am, like this, and I'm just like, oh, well, I'm gonna go now. And that's when I learned that, like when parents would want us to do stuff for kids, it's like, I will call them on the telephone, but they just go, ah!
Yeah, when they
do that in person.
When they see you in person, because I had a similar experience, but you know, it was the mom who wanted me to, you know, tell little Timmy here, you know, who you are. And I go, well, I'm Michelangelo and the Ninja Turtles. And the kid looked at me and he said, no, you're not. It's like, and then the mom said, well, we'll do the voice. And so I said, all right, Timmy, cowabunga, dude. And he goes, that doesn't sound like me.
It's really my job, and come here, you kid. It's Ronald.
So then we fast forward to 23 years later, and there was another show in the mid 2000s where they revamped the show, and that was recorded in New York, I think mostly, and it was a for kids entertainment. I did that. That's right, Michelle. Yeah.
Yes, for kids.
Yeah.
From 2003 to 2009.
Yeah. Turtle guru Michelle Ivey is in the audience, so keep deferring to her expertise. And then Nickelodeon, Viacom, and Nickelodeon picked up the property, and they pretty much bought it across the board. Everything. I mean, just merchandising, licensing, the whole 9 yards. And they started auditioning for the new show. And that was I was part of that process as well. I'm a voice actor, just in case anybody's wondering why they got my silly butt up here. I grew up with these guys, just being, I knew that there were people, doing the voices. I was that one kid that was the weirdo going, do the voice, So I grew up with these guys, admiring them and being, I want to be there someday, with these guys and Barry Gordon, who's Donatello, and Rob Paulson, who was, Raphael, and Rob, who's on the new show as Donatello in the new show. So, but Christian, you talked about a little bit about the
party of one.
Yes. But you know, when you started auditioning for the new show, you know, tell us about the process of that and how just, I mean, that because that was a crazy audition process.
Yeah, I mean, the first thing was, you know, when I got a call from my, by the way, there's people going, why is he not talking like Zebra right now? Why is he not Latino? I am actually Latino. I was born and raised in Mexico City. Oh, wow, cool. Was that Pedro? Hey, buddy, how's it going?
Viva la raza.
What's the one Latino in LA? Yeah.
Where do you live?
But anyway, so I actually learned to speak English by watching cartoons. When I was a kid, I moved here when I was about 6 years old. I didn't speak a word of English. My parents barely spoke it. So I actually watched cartoons, and that's how I learned to speak English. I actually watched Scooby-Doo, and that's where I learned everything I know.
So English is I speak English.
Terrible grades in English. No. So I actually, you know, legendary voice actor Frank Welker. One of my personal heroes. You know, he played Fred, of course, in the
Still plays Fred.
So yeah, he was my cartoon role model at the time, and I essentially learned to speak English by watching, you know, Frank Welker's Fred. You know, cut to 30 years later, and I'm doing a guest star on the new Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated, and of course I come in the first day of work, sitting right next to me on the mic, none other than Frank Welker. So I turn to him and we start talking, and he knows kind of, we talk about my background, the fact that I'm from Mexico City, and he's heard a lot of the stuff I do in Spanish. And so he asked me, he goes, you know, it's amazing, you know, how did you learn to speak English so well? So of course I couldn't help but turn to him and smile, and I said, actually, Frank, you taught me. And so that was one of those. So it was. I may cry. I know. You want a tissue? So it was kind of one of those moments where you know you're exactly where you're meant to be, whether it's luck or fate or whatever you choose to believe in. It was like, wow, this is so cool. It's like full circle, and here I am with the guy who I essentially learned how to speak English from, and it was just one of the coolest moments ever. So that had nothing to do with your question, but here we go. Just a little introduction.
Just so everybody's familiar.
Yeah, just so everybody's
Mr. Christian Lance.
But anyway, so my agent, you know, called me and he said, hey, they're doing some castings for Ninja Turtles, and I was like, oh, cool. Is that starting again, or what's going on? Because I'd been a huge fan when I was a kid. And so I went and I did this, you know, I went to this casting process, and of course they showed me the kind of the concept sketches for Zebra and Fishface. Actually, they showed me both, and I saw this guy, and I kind of read the bio about who he was. They weren't asking necessarily for an accent, but I looked at this guy and I said, I don't want to go, you know, and do kind of the sort of the traditional kind of hackneyed, you know, this guy's kind of a gangbanger kind of criminal kind of voice. So I said, what if this guy's just, you know, an immigrant like I am? You know, what if he actually speaks like my dad does, like I used to before I lost my accent? So I decided to do that, completely kind of took a risk because they weren't really asking for it. So I did that, and of course I came in, and you know, he talks like this. He's kind of like Tony Banderas, but much more. So I did that audition, and they were a little kind of like, yeah, okay, but try it without an accent. So I was like, I did a few lines without an accent, and then I would go right back to doing this. And I was like, and so I did that, and I left the audition. I was like, they're never going to call me back. Like, I just took a huge risk, and it's not going to pay off, but I had a lot of fun. A month went by, 2 months went by, completely forgot that I had done this audition, and then I got the call for the callback, and they were like, you know what, yeah, we really kind of like what you did with that. And I was like, cool, you know, because it was a big risk.
Yeah.
And I came back, and that was it. And I went to the callback and did more of the same. I figured that they liked it the first time. So, and that was it. And we started doing it, and it was really cool to kind of be doing a character that's new to the TMNT universe, you know, because it's, in a sense, it was a little bit easier because you're not trying to fill anybody's shoes, and
right.
shoes to fill. So that was really cool. That was really cool to see.
Hey, my shoes are big to fill.
They're huge.
Well, it's the truth though, because I wound up pretty deep in before Raphael.
Oh, cool.
I did a lot of auditioning for that back and forth, and I think I auditioned for Michelangelo at one point too. But I was like, I'm the farthest thing in the world from Michelangelo. But it was that process where it was just, you know, it was hard because you go in and you're like, God, you know, I mean, the guys that I grew up, you know, just adoring, and I'm coming into like, it was one of those.
So you guys having some fun?
Yeah? What did I miss?
Just absolutely everything.
Yeah. So Greg, being
We were brilliant.
coming into the audition process for the show and actually coming in to read for one of the turtles that were already legendary before you got it. What was that? What did that feel like? Because I remember I was just kind of talking a little bit when I came in an audition. I mean, I didn't get the part, but how did that kind of work and how did that hit you? Because I know you were a huge turtle fan growing up.
Yeah, it was very surreal, to have the opportunity to read for Michelangelo and to just to be, just asked to come in and read was so cool. To even audition,
Yeah.
I know people just loved even auditioning. Reading as a turtle was so cool, and then to get it was just out of this world. It's something I never could have imagined. It's something, of course, that was very important to me because I grew up on the Turtles. It was my favorite show as a kid. And so yeah, to now offer it to this next generation is such a blessing. It was rad, and it was really fun. You guys know playing the Turtles is a lot of fun. Yeah.
Playing fish is pretty fun. Well, and the new shows kind of had as much of a runaway success as the original one did, which is really cool because I mean, very very rarely in animation, even though it's a long process, do you find out while your first season is still airing that they're okay, we're greenlighting season 3, and that was happening for you guys like pretty much almost right out of the gate, and that's huge in what we do because like they were saying earlier, it's like you could go in and record an entire season and they call and go, yeah, we're not even going to animate it, and it's like it never sees air sometimes,
Yeah, it's a very magical situation. It's cool.
Yeah.
It's a great show.
Now, have you had any experiences with kids and stuff like since like at Comic-Con and going to all the different appearances and things? Because I know they have you guys doing a lot more apperances for the show.
Yeah. I travel around the world to different cons and kids of all ages love the show. But the coolest thing is to really, be there for kids who are in need. Like I talked to some kid who just lost his feet the other day because of some skin problem, and he loves the show so much, and he loves Mikey's, and to be there to make him feel better, just because I'm a cartoon character is so cool, and just to hear him on the phone so happy.
Yeah.
So being there for the fans and the kids is what's up. That's what it's all about. It's a great responsibility being a turtle. Actually, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay, we have about 10 more minutes, so we're going to open it up for questions. So I can come around with the mic, and if you guys have any questions, just raise your hand, and I'll come by. We'll go full Phil Donahue on this thing. Caller?
But no throwing chairs.
No. That's Geraldo.
Oh, yeah.
Hey guys, if you had to describe your characters in just one word, what would it be? Like the Turtles characters. Like if you just had one word to describe them, what would it be?
Bodacious.
Let's just go down the line.
Straight man. The director, Sue Blue, because these guys are all been kind of like loopy and everything, and I'm like, we gotta think of something fast. And I tried to like kick it up a notch, and she took me into the hall and she said, "You're the straight man. Don't fight me on this."
We've got to do something.
I'd say unpredictable. Probably.
Green.
Hey guys, first off, it's great to finally see you guys in person. Greg, I met you at WonderCon. You're amazing, man.
What's up? What's up?
And I just want to ask you guys, well, you guys all do an amazing job. I grew up on the original series. I'm loving the new series. And there's been so many turtle merchandise over the years, from toys and just like everything. Like, do you guys own little toys of your characters you voiced over the years?
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, I have pretty much all of my characters. However, did you get involved with Playmates?
I did.
Did you make anything, or was it?
I did and then lost it.
Yeah. Playmates was the company that produced the first toys. And I don't know why I wasn't involved in the beginning, but it just skyrocketed and made huge money. And of course, as soon as I got involved, it plummeted because that's how I roll. But yeah, I do have toys of all of the shows I've done.
Yeah, I started collecting, as many as I could when they first started coming out, and then they just started flooding the market with so many iterations and variations of the characters that I couldn't keep up with it. So yes, but I've got boxes and boxes and boxes in a storage facility of as much of the original stuff as I could. But I'll tell you, some of my most cherished collectibles, though, are all the script. I've kept every script of every show I've ever done. Anything ever. So I've got, like, for instance, the first 5 scripts of that first 5-part miniseries that was
eBay.
That was our pilot. I've got the Bible from what they call the Bible from when the show first started, from that series. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's just starting with us with the toys, especially for Fishface. He's a new character, but I own everything that he's ever been on, whether it be made of plastic or paper or Legos or everything else. The problem is that I can't keep my. Every time I buy a Fishface figure, they're really hard to find at Walmart or at Target or wherever. There's always some neighborhood kid that knocks on my door and goes, "Is this where Fishface lives?" Because some kids will know. And so then of course I come over and I can't help but give him the figure. So every time I can't. Oh, so now like I've probably bought I don't know, more than a couple dozen, and I just can't keep any. So everybody, I'm gonna buy one and just lock it up.
I want to marry him. I got turtles coming out of my ears.
You wear your turtles drawers to record, don't you?
Sometimes. And that's it, actually. There's my turtle undies. Yeah. Girls are always snagging them though. I have to keep getting
Any more questions? Yeah, I need it.
Okay, so we heard a story earlier about working with, Fred from Scooby-Doo. That was pretty cool. For everybody else up there, and even if you have another one, is there anybody that you guys would love to work with and haven't had the chance? Someone you dream about being able to sit next to and do a show with?
No.
I'd love to do an episode with these two guys here. I see Ron Paulson's pictures on Facebook so often that he posts of your sessions, and it always looks so much fun. And I think, wouldn't that be fun to kind of be back in that mix again?
Yeah, we do have a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I've been able to sit in on a couple of sessions of the new one. Rob's kind of my mentor, and so he's invited me in a few times. And man, it's amazing to watch them work and just how that, I mean, literally, it's like it. As a voice actor, you get booked for 4 hours in a session. You go in for an entire script, and these guys are, standing out in the lobby in 2.5 hours, going, "Man, that was fun," because it's just whoo, and it feels like, it is lightning fast, and it's amazing to witness.
I think for me, kind of answering that question a little bit is on some shows they do stunt casting, and as opposed to voice people like. I know none of you are old enough to remember Father Knows Best, but I did a series with Eleanor Donahue, who was the oldest sister on the show, and it was like I died my death, and I told her I was unworthy to be in her presence. But for me, that's a turn on when I meet childhood sitcom or people from my childhood as opposed to others of us. That was great.
Right.
Since you guys do group recordings back in the day and even now, is there any in-studio times that you can remember where a line was just so bad you had to read it and it was cracking everybody else up?
I'm going to chime in real quick and say that when we record as a group, we'll do a couple passes. We'll do an A pass and a B pass, and we'll make sure that everything's, we've got everything the way it's written. And then we get kind of free reign. We get what's some would call it a crazy pass or a free pass, and it's just we do a ton of improv, and it's all incredibly inappropriate and hilarious. And I wish, when we do those, I just wish that they'd like air a separate like adult version on Adult Swim, and it would just be the most hilarious thing ever. And I mean, these guys are just hilarious. Paulson just cracks me up.
Well, yeah.
I mean, and it goes on forever and ever, and every take is different. So that's one of the most fun parts of the process.
The guys, and when I say guys, I include women too, who populate this voice business in animation particularly. So many of them are so quick and so facile and so funny and so hilarious. Personally, I can't keep up. So what I find myself doing often in sessions is becoming, I just sort of lay back and become an audience member, and I just watch and marvel at the.
Like Rob says, that's the show. It's not what airs; it's what's in the pool.
Oh
that's
my
the
gosh!
show.
We would like Chris just said, yeah. It's like if you could have that as a separate show and watch what actually went on in the studio when they made this episode, you'd be like, you got to be kidding me! That's what goes on.
What is fun too is I've been on shows where they do a Christmas reel, which is as opposed to trying to improv, it's just all of our F-ups. And it's hilarious because it's real.
Yeah.
It's just the real stuff, and people script.
None of that's scripted. That's raw. That's just off the cuff.
Yeah, pretty
flying
fun
around.
stuff.
Yeah.
Have any more questions? Oh, we got a couple. I think we got time for the 2 more, and I think we might have to wrap it up a little bit. There we go.
Oh no, we don't. We can stay here as long as we want.
Tell me what to do.
Pizza! Let's order pizza!
I was wondering.
Oh, speak up, honey.
Speak up, sweetie.
I was wondering what your guys' favorite episode of the new Ninja Turtle series was.
Favorite episode?
The new one?
Right, what was the?
What's your favorite episode?
What's your favorite episode?
I like the Biyaka Showdown.
Which one?
The last one of the series.
Yeah.
That one.
Yeah. That's one of my
Okay,
favorites.
that was the same question.
I love them all, but it just keeps getting better. You guys have no clue what's about to happen.
It's getting pretty crazy.
Yeah.
I think for me to answer your question, I think it's a tie between Never Says Ever and Baxter's Gambit. I really like I really like the fish face and Raph bromance. I thought that was really cool. I hope we do that again.
If ever I'm asked that question, I just say, I don't even know what I had for breakfast.
Remember that time in that one show when you guys did this and this?
Yeah. That was great.
What's your name? All right. Any other questions from the audience? We got one right here. Okay, great.
Hello. I was born in '91, so I was kind of a little bit late for the old show. But I've noticed, out of all my female friends, I'm the only one that likes the original Turtles, but I've noticed we have little girls in the audience here, did you see kind of an uprising of the female market with like Mae Whitman and, all the younger female characters?
Major uprising.
Grin, man.
That sounds great. Yeah, I think so. Especially on like Twitter and on Facebook and stuff, you see a lot of little girls tweeting about it or talking
It's
about it.
such a cute show. They're cute and vicious. It's like the perfect combo. Seriously.
Oh, you know what I see a lot? And you know what I see a lot on media? Ninja Turtle nails. Girls with each, I see that a lot.
Suits now, so.
I know.
They have everything in Turtles. Yeah.
I had a question for you. The voice of Fishface?
Yeah.
What was your interpretation of Baxter's Gambit? You said earlier that Fishface was pure evil, but then obviously they bonded a little bit there, but then at the end of the episode, I think he still attacked them.
Yeah, well, it's funny with that. I think with what happened with Fishface was his mutation. I think more than anybody's, it was so tragic because here's a guy who was, I mean, a capoeira artist. He was like incredibly agile. He was a really cool guy. He was a really good-looking guy. He was, you know, he probably had it all going on for him. And this is a guy who got really the short end of the stick on his mutation because suddenly he loses his legs. He's not, you know, good-looking anymore. He's not this, you know, sexy Latino guy anymore. So I think that really humbled him. And I think that's something I think that we're going to see, you know, in future episodes is how his mutation really kind of, you know, brought him down and kind of really humbled him. And I think that's what happened in that episode where he kind of realized that maybe his ways were not working out in the best way. So I guess that's my take on it.
Yeah, they really are getting kind of deep with the characterizations, you know, and really getting into the meat of the characters, you know, how their wheels turn and everything.
Yeah.
Which is kind of neat. It's not just, you know, it's not just to beat them up. You know, I mean, it really has a lot of you know, good stuff, good meaty stories going on.
Yeah, it's as good as any like big network live action fantasy drama kind of show.
Yeah, for sure.
It is. It's for the kids, but it's also made for all of us.
Well, that's the other thing
especially
too,
as these new seasons start coming out, you realize it just keeps getting deeper and deeper and deeper.
Yeah, it's neat how it spans both generations. Or
yes, the depth of pizza ordering was probably the deepest. It was very sophisticated.
Well, that's the difference between the old series and the new series. It just gets a lot deeper. I'm just
you guys eat pizza still?
Yeah, they still do.
No, but now, no, I mean deeper because now we put spirulina on the pizza.
Right?
Algae instead of pepperoni.
It's gluten-free pizza.
Yes.
All right, well, I think they're going to have another week. One more question, and then I think we'll have to wrap it up here. I know, we could stay here and party all day, but...
Pizza party. Sorry, I thought about this at the last minute, but just a quick question for the new guys. Do you know why Nickelodeon aired the episodes so sporadically over the last year? Because, I mean, I kind of found myself trying to chase the episodes because, you know, they would show for, you know, 4 or 5 weeks straight and then it'd be gone for like 3 months and then it would come back. Is there a reason why they did that?
Riding ratings, probably. Putting other shows around Turtles so the other shows get eyes. So they use shows to help other shows. But I don't know.
Yeah, that's
sounds good.
Yeah, that's part of the process. We're never, you know, made aware of how that goes.
Yeah, but also these shows take so long to make.
Yeah,
they really do.
That's the thing too. It's not just one session where we record an episode. We'll record it and we'll come back and do more stuff, and then a month or 2 later we come back and do ADR for the fight scenes because they go and they animate those, and then we come in and voice them. So it's the process is so long for each episode that I'm sure it's just incredibly difficult to keep track of. I mean, to keep everything on a tight schedule.
Yeah. And sometimes you record an episode up to a year before it even airs.
Oh, even more so. Yeah.
And sometimes they ask me, I'm just like, hold off another week or 2. I'm just feeling like, you know, next Tuesday would be a good time.
Send a card.
All right. Well, we want to thank everybody for coming. Thank you for making this such a great time. We want to thank Pam Clark, Townsend Coleman, Christian Lance, and Greg Sykes. Give them all a big round of applause. There we go. Thank you guys. Thank you so much.
For coming.
And these guys, most of the guys will be down at the table. Townie's got a plate that he's in.
Yeah, hence the mustache.
Yeah.
I'm in a play up in Hollywood, so I gotta bust that.
So the rest of the guys.
Hey, Greg. Nice to meet you. Yeah, I saw you at Comic-Con. I stopped you for like 2 seconds before. So, hey, we're online friends.
That's what's up.
Right? So,
I like your shirt.
Oh, hey, thanks. Yeah, totally. How are you gonna be here all day?
No, but I'm going down right now if you want me to sign that.
Okay. So yeah. All right, I'll probably do that later. Cool.
And that's what I like. I think it's great.
Well, love to meet you anyway. Thank you. Likewise.
I'll be around.
All right. We'll see you later.
Catch you later.
Okay. Hey guys.
I'm Clark. Hi.
Hi.
Josh.
Josh? Hi,
Yeah.
nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, yeah. Obviously, it's long time.
What is that? Oh, he's on.
He's like just kind of
Those pizza boxes?
pizza boxes. Yeah, like he just
He's
has
just drunk. He passed out.
Yeah, he's on like pizza hangover. So, yeah, pretty much.
Been there.
Right? So, dude, no,
Yes.
no, yeah, long time fan. Actually, I had a friend of mine online who wanted to do a cartoon that was kind of a parody of like the original cartoon. He wanted me to play Leonardo, and I still haven't done it yet. I feel like I can't do the role.
Let me hear you. Are you an actor?
No, like, well, kind of. Like I do live stuff, but I usually just play like exaggerated versions of myself. You know. So, but no, with Battle Geek Plus, like we run that website, we do game stuff. You know. But
let me hear it.
We've got to see what Master Splinter thinks about this.
Very good.
You think so?
We've got to see what Master Splinter thinks about this.
We've got to see what Master Splinter thinks about this.
Give me 3.
Awesome, thank you. So, foreshadowing. How much are signings?
20.
20? And you're only taking cash. Oh, yeah, 10 on me. Are you going to be here for a while?
Yeah, and I'm here tomorrow.
You're here tomorrow also.
Are you coming back tomorrow?
I'm coming back tomorrow. So, yeah, I'll definitely be able to get
You'll
something
find me at the
signed.
same place.
Awesome.
I'm sleeping under this table.
Nice. Cool. Can I have top mic?
Yeah.
You can teach me how to do the voice one. So yeah. In any case,
who's your friend?
This is Ryan.
Oh, hi.
Hi, Ryan.
Hi.
Nice to meet you.
I'm such a huge fan of you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much.
We grew up around the same time, like right when Turtles got super popular. You know, I was probably about like 5 or 6. You know, he was
Where are you
older.
guys from?
Well, I'm originally from Indianapolis. I moved out here a few years ago to Costa Mesa,
And I'm from Pasadena.
Oh, a local boy like me.
Yeah, pretty locally.
Yeah, well, you're living still Huntington Beach right now, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, pretty fun stuff. You know, moving out here and stuff actually happens. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Just be like, hey, I think I'm gonna take the weekend to just go up the road to a convention where my childhood happened.
Awesome, man.
So yeah, pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, I don't do many of these. The traveling. Often if it's back east, of course, I'd have to leave on a Friday, which means I miss work, and
it's really interesting. I can't remember where it was from, but I remember at some point it was mentioned, and I read this like years ago or heard it or something about how like you originally auditioned for Michelangelo, and other cast members or writers or something were saying something along the lines of like, you're actually a really funny guy, and you got cast as the straight man instead.
Were you at our turtle panel?
Yeah, I was. Yeah, and like
they literally. I didn't know that backstory that Townie was saying, but they were literally just about to switch. I would have liked to have been Michelangelo because it's a funner part, but like I said there, the director took me outside and I let go, and I realized I'm the straight guy. I'm the one that just, and then it became fine.
Right.
It became fine.
Yeah, it's fun. Like we switch off back and forth in our videos, like who's the straight man and who isn't and stuff like that. And I definitely have a lot more fun being the butt of the joke. But being the guy who gets to say the crazy things, it's the guy who plays the game too much and actually becomes the character. That sort of thing. So yeah, we got like this Batman one we did a couple years ago, and like it was actually a joke based off of when we were filming. He'd come over and I'd sit there and I'd be playing video games for like 2 hours, and he's like, Josh, get off the game, we're trying to film, and we ended up making a skit out of that where like I'm playing Batman.
Now, do these air, or you have these on YouTube?
They're on YouTube and they're on our website, so they get a pretty decent exposure. We get like ad revenue and stuff like that.
You get what?
Like ad revenue. So yeah, so we make some pocket change off of it. We have a lot of fun. So I don't think we'd go to TV because then we couldn't do whatever we wanted. So that's the thing. But even if we ever had 1 in a million chance, but no, and that kind of became a thing where like throughout the video, like he's leaving to go do other things, and he comes back, and like I'm a little bit more like Batman. You know, I got like a mask. I'm talking more like a, you know, like crime doesn't take a break. You know, that sort of stuff. And yeah, it's pretty amazing. But he ended up having to be the straight man.
Creating something on your own, grassroots. I mean, that's how it is nowadays. You don't have to be with network people. You can do your own, your own on the side stuff, and it turns into something.
Yeah, like we've got our own like individual things too, and then we got the collaborative product. You know,
that's great.
So yeah, you don't mind this being published on YouTube, do you?
Let's do what?
You don't mind our dialogue being published on YouTube?
No, go for it.
Okay. Cool, yeah, because I'm going to be doing this whole PowerCon thing. So you know.
Had I known, I would have sucked my stomach.
Right? No, I've been doing it all day. So. Okay, now the camera's on. Okay, nice meeting you. I'm definitely gonna come back and get a print.
Okay. I will be here.
Awesome. First I gotta
You gotta what?
Find a bag.
Oh.
So.
Yeah.
They are free.
They are free.
All right, awesome.
For a limited time only.
Limited time only.
If you act now, but wait, there's more.
Nice.
If you take that now, you give them $5, it'll be your voice line.
Hey, now I'm actually in a sales class. If you need me to help you move your free stuff.
Right.
You're doing it wrong.
You're doing it wrong, man. You gotta charge for this stuff.
You need to use open-ended. Yeah. So.
Who's out? Who do I make it out to?
Josh.
That's easy enough.
Yeah, easy enough. Fantastic. There you go. Awesome. That is amazing. You mind doodling on this as well?
You got it, yeah, absolutely.
So,
you got a preference, black, silver?
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter the color. Doesn't matter where. This is just
whatever works.
Whatever works. You know,
do silver
whatever
up here.
your artistic.
We'll do silver up here next to my boss.
Awesome. Sounds good.
My boss man.
Fantastic. Thank you very much.
You got it.
Yeah, I saw your panel earlier.
Oh, cool, man. Glad you got that. I'm glad you were able to catch it.
Yeah. It was pretty cool. Like, we ended up getting here late. We never came to PowerCon before.
Yeah.
But we showed up before but Greg, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Showed up before Greg, who magically floated away after crashing the other panel.
Floats everywhere. He
Yeah.
was here, then he was over there.
I don't know if he might be still around.
I don't know. Like, he was supposed to come down after crashing Sarah's panel
for a while.
and then like he never came back.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I'm sure he'll be back.
No worries. I met him before he got out of the room. I met him at TMNT also. You know, we're online friends. But yeah, no, I saw that and I was just kind of like, you know, I never knew until that panel that you were like actually, you know, like that accent came from somewhere.
Yeah,
you know?
it's actually just like it's exactly what my dad sounds like anyway, and that's what I used to sound like too. But what's funny is my dad will watch the cartoon, and I told him before I started working on this, I said, hey Dad, I'm doing this new cartoon, I'm doing the new Ninja Turtles. And I'm like, it's cool, you like it, the character's got an accent, it's really cool. And then I remember I showed him the first episode I was in, and he watched it, and he was like, I thought you told me the character had an accent. This one did not have an accent. And I'm like, no Dad, that is an accent. I know you can't tell, but he does have an accent. So, you know, can't please everybody.
Right. So, yeah, no, the whole thing about you learning English from cartoons and stuff, that was pretty cool. One of my friends came from Japan. He's like, yeah, I learned, and he's in college by this point. He's like, yeah, like my English wasn't that great when I got here. You know, just like basic stuff I learned in class. And I learned more by watching SpongeBob. And I'm just kind of like, I'm not, okay, that's good.
Maybe not the best cartoon to learn.
So, yeah. No, but I think I was actually worse though, because all I was teaching him was how to curse.
Oh yeah,
so,
of course.
You know, I was like 19. I was just kind of like, all right, here's what you need to know.
Cursing and beer.
So yeah, fun stuff. So By the way, this is my friend Ryan.
Hello,
sir. So.
How's it going, man?
What are we doing?
That might have been the longest awkward handshake ever.
That looked like a game of paper, rock, scissors.
Yeah, I think you won.
John Kent. Yeah. No, good stuff. So yeah, also a big fan.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of your work, sir.
Awesome. Thank you, sir. Real appreciate
He's got, cable and he can see the show same day. I'm getting it on Amazon. He still comes over to my house. He's just kind of like, I know you've got pizza here.
You gotta watch it again, man. Yeah, as many times as you can.
I can rewind it on yours.
Yeah. I wish they came out with a Blu-ray, man, because there's DVDs out, but I want to see it in like high def.
Well, you grab it on Amazon, you can get it in high def.
Yeah.
On the Insta video? Yeah, because that's how I get the episodes. Like, I just pay for the season, get a discount. So, yeah, it's pretty cool stuff. So.
I like the show, man. And we were, people were kind of, when it started, people were skeptical, but even me, I was, when it was just coming out, before I started working on it, I was like, I don't know about this. But then, as soon as I read the first script, I was like, oh, it's gonna be great.
Well, like I told Cyril, when we first started seeing like stuff about it, like just the general public and whatnot, and when they were holding those previews for like special whatever, like Uber fans, I was just kind of like, a lot of people I saw them like really freaking out and mashing on the keyboard, and like I always sit there, I'm like, well, these are like real people making something, and they can read this as easy as you can write it. Like, I at least just want to give it a chance. Like, this isn't being like crapped out by some machine that you can just turn off if it sucks. There's like something going into this. Somebody's like real vibe, is going into this. I don't have the right word. It's slipping my tongue.
I've never seen a show. I've never seen such a quick turnaround from people being skeptical and critical about something to being so accepting and so enthusiastic about it. I think people, as soon as they saw the show, as soon as it started airing and they got a chance to see a couple episodes, just people were so stoked about it, so excited about it. And that was really good to hear for us as actors too, because we knew we had something cool and something good, but to see the positive reaction from everybody was amazing.
I actually got a couple of my friends, just for fun, a couple of times, they don't have anything to do with turtles or anything anymore. They're about my age, and one time just for fun, I'm all like, hey, we need to come over to my place and have a Ninja Turtle party. I got some masks, we'll order some pizza, we'll watch some movies and stuff. It'll be dumb, we'll get drunk, and post pictures on Facebook, and doing ninja poses and stuff. And we do that, and toward the end of that, I'm all like, all right, now I want you to just hear me out for a second. We're gonna watch that new one. Yeah. Just for a little bit, just one episode, just sit through it, please. And they're like, all right, fine. And they get through it, and like I said, they're not really fans of anything like Turtles or anything like that anymore. But still, they still weren't like, oh man, I absolutely hate this. They were actually like, that's actually pretty good. I can see kids watching that, that sort of thing. And I was like, that's good enough for me. So, I got plenty of other friends that they bug me. They're all like, hey, is the new episode out yet? Is it out yet? Is it out yet? And I'm just kind of like, I don't work on the show. Chill. I like Turtles more than you do, but you're bugging me. You're me. So. It's pretty cool stuff. So you're part of an amazing project.
It's such an honor to be part of that world, man. It's so cool. Especially as a fan, as a kid, man. It was really cool.
Are we going to see any more backstory of Zebra?
Yeah. And I hope we see a lot more too. I think that was a really cool thing what they did with that episode.
Without spoiling or saying anything you're not supposed to say, should I be looking for more backstories ever, or are we just going forward with him right now?
We're going to see a lot more backstory in general for I think a lot of characters. I think that's one of the things that this show does really well is that nobody's just a two-dimensional kind of a random mutant. I think they're really kind of getting into the story more deeply. So yeah, for sure, look for more of that, and yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, it's like really like even I mean, River was always an interesting character, but like took on a whole new dimension when he was like hanging out with Raph and Baxter's Little Trap and whatnot. And
that was really cool, man. That was one of my favorite episodes to work on. I think to record just because it gave us a shot to do something completely different with him, you know, because he's always been so vicious and so mean and so evil, and then we got a little bit of an inkling that there was something under that.
Right, like there's like, if anything, like a reason why. What started him down that path, and why it's the only thing he really knows to do, and why he's continuing to do it, because it's still working for him.
Yeah,
you know?
Exactly. So, yeah, he's found his calling, you know, right.
Fighting people and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So
yeah. That's what the direction makes me happy.
Yeah.
A lot more of that.
It's funny. My girlfriend, she's up at a Thundercats thing right now upstairs, and like she's still like when Fishface was first introduced and named, you know, as Fishface, like there was another one like, oh, I was thinking like Robocarp, and she still calls your character Robocarp because she likes
Robocarp,
so much better. Why couldn't it be Robocarp? You know, and I'm just kind of like, Fishface is pretty cool, like, but Robocarp.
We talked about that when we recorded it, and we were like, oh, Robocarp, that's kind of cool. Yeah. But, you know, Fishface it is. So, yeah. I think it works, though, with the whole thing of, like, of it being such a kind of a tragic transformation for him, and him going from being such a cool guy and such a badass to this fish, you know, and even his name is, like, to me, degrading.
Yeah, even his name was kind of
even his name is degrading, so it's...
It wasn't like Dog Pound or Rock Study or something like that, you know, something cool. Like he's like the coolest bad guy in terms of like slick, but he has like just like the dumbest name, you know. So
it's like because he was kind of the most ruthless, vicious, evil guy there, so it was like, bam, you get. He really got the short end.
Really, it's just kind of like, you know, that's something that's like more befitting of like Timothy, the Pulverizer, you know, like him becoming Fishface. That's just like, or a name like that is what I mean to say. Before you internet people try and tell me that Timothy's Fishface and whatever. Yeah. But yeah, so it was fun stuff. Anyway, yeah, it was really nice meeting you.
You got it. You too.
Dude, yeah, I need my green dink. Booyakasha!